In the heart of the Balkans, where empires clash and loyalties are forged in fire, lies a story of love, power, and a single night that changed the world forever. This is the tale of Serbia's royal tragedy, where a king's forbidden love sealed his dynasty's doom. At the turn of the 20th century, Serbia was a kingdom walking a tightrope, caught between the fading Ottoman Empire and the ambitious powers of Europe. On the throne sat a young ruler, King Alexander Obrenović, with his wife, the controversial Queen Draga. Alexander was a man with a vision. He dreamed of modernizing Serbia and securing its place on the world stage. But it was a decision of the heart, not the head, that would ultimately cost him his crown and his life. Against the furious objections of his government, his family, and even his people, King Alexander chose to marry Draga Mazin. To the Serbian elite, she was completely unsuitable. She was a commoner, a widow, and most scandalous of all, a woman 10 years his senior. The marriage was seen as a national humiliation. Immediately, vicious rumors began to swirl through the capital. Whispers in the corridors of power painted Queen Draga as a manipulative schemer, a woman who could unproduce an heir and was secretly plotting to install her own brother on the throne. The Serbian press ran scathing articles, portraying her as a threat to the nation itself. The royal couple found themselves increasingly isolated, trapped within their own palace, surrounded by a court simmering with resentment and conspiracy. Their every move was scrutinized, their authority questioned. The stage was set for a tragedy. Then came the night of June 10, 1903. Under the cover of darkness, a group of high-ranking army officers, led by a formidable captain named Dragutin Dimitrijevic, better known as Apis, launched their plan. They stormed the royal palace in Belgrade, their mission clear, to end the Obrenović dynasty once and for all. The conspirators moved swiftly through the darkened halls. They cut the electricity, plunging the palace into chaos and shadow. They shot the royal guards who stood in their way, their loyalty repaid with bullets. For hours, they hunted the king and queen, tearing through the opulent rooms, smashing doors and searching every corner. Finally, they discovered the terrified couple hiding in a secret chamber concealed behind a wardrobe. In a brutal explosion of violence, the officers unleashed a hail of gunfire. The sound of gunshots echoed through the palace, a deafening final act to a doomed reign. When the smoke cleared, King Alexander and Queen Draga lay dead. In a final act of desecration, their mutilated bodies were thrown from a palace window onto the gardens below, a gruesome message to the world. The Mayku, as it came to be known, stands as one of the most savage royal assassinations in modern European history. With the Obrenović bloodline brutally extinguished, the throne was empty. The Serbian parliament quickly offered the crown to a rival family, the Karađorđević dynasty, descendants of a legendary rebel leader who had fought for Serbia's independence. They promised stability and a new beginning, but the ghost of that bloody night would haunt Serbia for decades. And here is where the story takes a chilling turn, rippling out far beyond Serbia's borders. The very man who masterminded the coup, the ruthless Apis, would go on to co-found a secret nationalist society known as the Black Hand. This was the same clandestine organization that would later arm and train a young Bosnian Serb named Gavrilo Princip. And in 1914, in the city of Sarajevo, Princip would assassinate Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary. The single act that ignited the flames of World War I, one royal murder, born of a forbidden love, had set in motion a chain of events that would lead to a global conflict, redrawing the map of the world and costing millions of lives. From a single act of betrayal in a palace in Belgrade, history was irrevocably altered. And so ended the tragic love story of Serbia's last Obrenović king, a stark and bloody reminder that in the unforgiving game of thrones, even the deepest love can lead to the darkest end. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the past. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most compelling moments. We'll see you in the next video.